I'm trying to figure out.
Might be.
He's got a personal vibrator over there.
Think I'm vibrating. I don't know. This is for off the show stuff, Phil.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome to Haunters Hangout. Woohoo! It's
We are ready.
It's a long season 6, and it's episode 9. And we have a bunch of exciting hunters that we got on tonight, and we are going to go over to Phil Ricosa, and he's going to show us what kind of prizes that we're going to have today to give away, and how they can win them too, right?
Yes.
All right.
So, actually, before I get into the first picture, for those of you watching tonight, make sure you guys comment, ask questions. That's how you can win prizes for tonight. Random people will be picked from the comments, from asking, obviously, like I mentioned before, asking questions. And we have a bunch of great prizes tonight, donated by some awesome sponsors. So I'll start getting into those. And one lucky winner tonight can win a mask from Face Factory FX.
Woohoo!
Awesome!
One lucky winner can win a harvester mask from Fright Props.
Sweet!
There you go.
Nice.
From Cineful Audio, one lucky winner will receive one free SFX library, 25% off original sound design, and 10% off amps or speaker.
Ooh, that's all right.
Nice.
That's a lot of
Nice.
prizes for one winner, man.
All right.
Then we have from Hornaments, the Teddy ornament.
Oh,
Cute, but
that's so
scary.
cute.
I think I could sneak that one on my tree unnoticed.
From Froggy's Fog, one lucky winner will win 1 gallon of fog.
Right.
Well, I won that one, so it was awesome.
From Haunt Labs, one lucky winner will win a flicker fluorescent kit. It turns most old fluorescent light fixtures into a flickering light, typically only achievable by Hollywood special effects departments.
Ooh, that's
Awesome!
awesome.
Great prizes.
I'm gonna have to get my wife on in the chat. Use a different name, baby. Use a different name.
From Sam Haynes, any lucky viewer tonight, if you go to Sam Haynes' website and enter Haunters as a promo code, that's all capital Haunters, everyone watching tonight can win 50% off any of his audio.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Prize for everybody.
right.
From Nightmare Makers, one lucky winner will win a realistic looking skull.
Oh, he's cute. I like that.
From I Love FX Makeup, one lucky winner will receive Hollywood FX Hybrid Alcohol Airbrush Makeup in glow orange and green, and the size is 2 ounces.
Right.
Sweet.
Next up, we have from Exotic Lenses.
We got
one
more.
lucky winner. I know. Keep going. I'm getting tired over here, man.
That's a lot of prizes.
From
A lot
Exotic
of great
Lenses.
sponsors.
Yeah, exactly. From Exotic Lenses, we have one free non-prescription pair of lenses that one lucky winner will win tonight.
Woohoo!
Nice.
From Hotwire Foam Factory.
More? God.
Oh, man. I need a drink. Words tonight.
And the show's over.
Yeah.
Right.
From
It's like a half hour just for that.
From Hotwire Foam Factory, one lucky winner will receive a $25 gift card. I think that's it. Wait,
Sure.
no, there's
that's
more.
not it. One more.
And brand new for this week, from Audio Zombie, one lucky winner will win. Will receive 4 audio clips from their sound library.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
God, man, that's a lot of prizes, man. That's a lot of
Great
prizes.
prizes.
We got some awesome sponsors, and you guys remember whenever you go and start your haunt and do everything, make sure you go to the Haunters Hangout sponsors to get all your haunt needs and Lord knows they give us enough stuff with the other gifts and discounts and on top of all that, and they're just great, and you know they're there for you guys and the hangout. So make sure you buy all your stuff from them if you can, unless they don't have it, but I'm sure they do. So,
They'll get it.
They'll have it.
They
They'll
got
have it. Okay, and just to let you guys know, we have a website, hauntershangout.org.
Mm.
We don't have the .com. We're going to get the .com, but we got the .org. It has right. We have over 1,000 tutorial videos for you guys to go through.
Awesome.
Everything, you know, static props and you know, air, makeup, everything. Just go to hauntershangout.org and check that out when you start building and stuff. And also, we want to thank Kathy LeBeau for coming on. She'll be taking over the questions today.
Hey guys.
Kathy.
So why don't you tell
Lots of pressure.
them a little bit about what's up with the questions?
Tell them a little bit about what's up with the questions.
And I just figured I'd put you on the spot.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of
What's up with the questions?
There's going to be a lot of them, I know.
Right. So,
Oh, gosh.
okay. So I had to do that. So what it is guys, you sit there and you ask a question for each guest, and that automatically enters you into win prizes. And she's going to relay your question to the guest as we go on. So without further ado, we're going to start off with Michael. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself, about your haunt, how you got inspired, all that good stuff.
Are we sure we got the Michaels all straightened out? I'm Michael from Nightmare on Maple Avenue.
Yep.
It's our small little haunt display in Rahway, New Jersey. I've been haunting for this is our 18th year now, and you know, just started because of lack of trick-or-treaters one year, and that was it. You know, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Oh, it was from the lack of trick-or-treaters.
Well, yeah, we moved into our house, bought a bag of candy one Halloween, and still had candy left at the end of the night. And I kind of said we have to do something about this, and that was it from there. It was all downhill. Now I can't stop doing it.
Now you got to scare them before they get to the candy.
Oh, they'll burn my house down if I stop.
Nice. Okay, we're going to move over to Debbie. Tell us a little something about yourself.
Okay, I'm Debbie, and I live here in Holt, Michigan. That's just south of Lansing.
Michigan.
And don't choke on that now.
Wolverines.
No, go green. And anyways, I've been haunting for about 25 years now, since I've owned a home. Anyways, I've always set up a small display, set up a Frankenstein one year, built it out of chicken wire, and had the kids looking at it like, wow, is that real? And they're all freaking out. I'm like, this is awesome. So, I had to get bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah. I know.
It's a curse.
It is a curse. I swear it is. An expensive one, too. Unfortunately.
Yeah. We don't talk about that on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move over to Janet. Same question. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been haunting?
Let's see. I've been haunting for about 38 years. I just started out with my kids and did little walk through yard things. And then I met my husband, Clifford. He's right here.
Where's Cliff? What's up,
Cliff?
So there's Clifford. And we got married, and we've been haunting ever since. And I live in a little town. It's called Fall Creek, Wisconsin, and it's about 1,300 people. But we're 10 miles away from Eau Claire, which is over 60,000. So we get a lot of trick or treaters. We get
nice.
900 trick or treaters.
Wow.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
And we just live for Halloween. It's nice to have your spouse into it as much as you.
Yeah, but also,
that's huge.
as much as I hate haunt couples, you know, you still don't have somebody to tell you no. See.
Oh, right. Yeah. There's no here.
Right.
No.
Just keep spending.
Yep. So I'm excited to go to the Midwest Hunters thing. I think we'll have a carload coming home.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. Nice. All right, we're gonna move over to Mike. See, got that, Mike, and then tell us a little bit about your haunt, the name, you know, how you got yourself into it.
All right, so I'm Michael Peters. From the Nightmare Haunted House. We do a display and a walkthrough in our 3-car garage. It's in Minooka, Illinois, which is about 45 minutes away from Chicago. We've been doing a display for 5 or 6 years, but we've actually started doing a full-on walkthrough for about this upcoming season will be our 4th year. And actually, last year for 2017, we got top 10 haunted. It was like top 10 Halloween events in Illinois by hauntedillinois.com.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
Very nice.
That's it.
There.
That's it.
That
Man, hey, spit it out, man. This is
Yeah.
this is you. Shine, brother, shine. Okay, we're gonna move it on over to Michael, and Phil's gonna show some pics, and there we go. Let us know what's going on here. Oh, I love this one too.
Oh, okay. Now you got to forgive me. I'm just getting it. I understood the directions. All right, I got it. This is my. This is a loaded picture here. You got a lot of stuff. This is my. I guess the frame in the middle is my Dr. Evil prop. That was one of my props I thought was going to be over the top, but it really wasn't. Let me sort of fill you in on my haunt. It's really. I kind of define it as a display. And the kids only get to walk through on Halloween, but we run our display. All the props are up and running pretty much for the last 3 weeks of October. 11 o'clock on Halloween night, the switch is flicked and it's over. You know, because the people they won't stop coming. But it's just you know what? It's just you got to remember that this is just me. I'm alone in this endeavor. I get no help. My kids don't help. My wife doesn't help.
Really?
No, I do everything myself. My kids will help me carry some stuff out, but that's about it. And it's all on buttons. And there's nothing automatic in my haunt. I sit out there every night for 2 or 3 hours, and I wait for people to show up, and I start pushing buttons. It's definitely a dedicated thing. You know, it's it all depends on traffic too. You know, if we have a lot of traffic, but you know, since we've been on the news twice, it's just relentless. You know, we get for on Halloween night, we have about 2,000 people through the gate.
Wow.
And that's actually just counting heads. We can't count how many people actually come to the yard to see, because a lot of people just come and watch. And you know, because it's sort of a show. You know, it's.
You set this all up in one day?
No. I start about the second week in October, and I'll come home from work and I'll put one prop out. You know, it's because I make every one of my props. I think I have one prop on the lawn that is store bought, and I only bought that because I went to Midwest Corners Convention one year, and I had to buy something, so I bought a prop. I put a prop out. You know, I oil it up, get it ready, get it working properly, and by the time Halloween comes, I got everything up and running. And then Halloween is the biggest day. You know, when we have the fog machines running, the music running, the gates open. It's just like I said, it's a labor of love, that's for sure. You know, but if I stop doing it, they'll burn my house down.
Mickey,
You don't want that.
Every year I say I'm going to stop doing it because, like I said, I'm getting older and it's more difficult, and I don't like to throw anything out. So the storage is getting out of hand too. So
oh God, yeah.
Here we go.
I don't want to get into the whole storage thing, but I've gone beyond a one shed storage unit to everybody's attics and cellars, and
Nikki would like to know, how many scenes do you decorate?
it's not really a scene. It is basically it's a display of my props. That's how I could best to describe it. We used to decorate a lot, but it's there's not a lot of people who notice that through the props. They really don't see the small things. We have so much going on, like everything along our fence. Like we have a two-sided fence that's along the street, and then it goes up the driveway. Everything that's along the fence is a triggered prop. We call them a scare prop. That you have to be standing in front of for me to flick the button, for me to trigger it. It doesn't make sense for a scare prop to be triggered while you're 40 feet away from it.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites right here. That one.
Grabbing.
Yeah.
That one is sort of under the kids go up and my wife on Halloween night, she dresses up as a witch and she hands out the candy to everybody so I could push buttons and make sure everything works properly. And the kids walk underneath that, and that kind of it's the pictures don't do it justice, but I got to give the idea for that prop is not mine. I have a technical abilities, but I have no imagination, believe it or not.
So I got to ask, is your background in pneumatics, or did you just pick this up as a hobby?
I picked this up as a hobby. I had the year we decided to start doing stuff for Halloween. I had pneumatic pistons that opened up my garage doors automatically when I drove my motorcycle into it.
Oh wow!
And I tore that apart and made it a manual door and took the pistons and cylinders and made my first Halloween prop.
Awesome.
And that was years before. I mean, the whole peekaboos and the Arduinos, and that was when things were all just standard relays and stop on brake relays and push buttons. Now, it's gotten a little easier with all the new electronics.
Michael would like to know, are your props triggered separately, or do they run on one master board?
They're all triggered separately. They're all triggered by our remote control. I used to have a wired remote that had 12 different buttons on it for the 12 props, the scare props that are along the fence. So this year, somebody actually gave me for a present it was a 12 relay output wireless remote control. So now I can just walk around with the people who are visiting, and I just push buttons and talk to the visitors who come to our yard.
Oh, nice.
It's a button pusher.
Well, he's a button pusher.
Rob wanted to know, what kind of triggers do you use? Did you just tell us what kind of? Is that what you press buttons?
Well, each prop has its own controller itself for its scene, and but each prop itself is triggered by a remote control.
I see.
That has a button for each scare prop itself. I have certain props in the yard that are on timers, and we call them decorative animations. They just constantly run on a timer because they're not really scare props. They don't jump out at you or do anything.
Well, Cranda wants to know, how do you protect them from weather then?
Most everything I build, the prop itself can get wet. All the wood and everything is waterproof, but I do, when it's forecast for rain, I do go out and cover everything with plastic.
Okay.
All right. Very cool. Okay, we're going to move on over here to Debbie, and we're going to show some pictures. I don't know if Phil's ready to go.
Pressure.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-oh.
It's too dark in there.
It's technical difficulty.
No.
Uh-oh. My computer's frozen.
Oh,
no.
That's a glitch.
Oh, we got it. Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, that was that's what I used to do when I first started. decorated the front yard. I mean, I made cemeteries, and this one tree was just all ghost. Everything I had white was hanging in this tree, but in the background you can see I have a crabapple tree that I've wrapped in orange lights that I don't do anymore because it takes too long. But
It's beautiful.
this is what it used to look like. Now that I'm a walkthrough, I don't do as much as I used to do outside. I'd like to get back to it again, though.
Oh, you have a first question from Bob. Why are Michigan haunters the most awesome?
Well,
a few of
I
us
don't
could
know.
answer this, hey?
Yeah. I think it's the weather. I think it makes us tough.
We celebrate the seasons fully. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a lot of Michigan ganders on here.
So these are my ghosts that I've made, and I've had my cemetery, and my young lady, and her brother, and the mom.
Cranda wants to know, what type of lighting do you use?
That was a blue fluorescent light.
I like it.
Yeah.
How'd you make it?
Chicken wire and tooling, mostly. Just shaping the chicken wire and wrapping the tooling around it.
How'd you make the body form? Did you like mold somebody or just kind
of? I just molded the chicken wire.
Oh wow, nice.
So how'd you get like the facial shadows and all that?
That's the young lady has a mannequin head in her, but the little boy, I think I just made the shape of a head, and the other one is actually a prop. That's the mom. So I didn't make her.
Oh, gotcha.
Wow, look at that.
Oh,
that's a
nice.
angel that I made. That's my first attempt at monster mud and carving with the wings are foam, and they attach sepapply so that I can store
Hey,
it
don't
better.
worry, you'll get better as you get.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
Are you kidding me? That thing's like awesome. Man.
That's cool.
She's like my first attempt.
Right?
That came out like awesome.
Debbie, Doug wants to know, how many nights a season are you open?
I'm just open 2 nights on Halloween, and then now I'm starting to open the day after, so I can let all the parents know that they can sneak back the next day and get, a little up on the scares.
And Bill wants to know, is it all outside?
Some of it's outside, and some of it goes through my garage and my back patio, and some through my backyard. Yep.
Neat.
It's all open.
Yeah, it's opened up pretty much.
How do you attach the wings to that?
I have a PVC pipe that's sticking out the back, and I have it just fit into the PVC pipe. I have a PVC pipe running through the wings, and it angles out so that it'll attach to the PVC pipe on the statue.
All right, so everything breaks down for.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can take her off the pedestal and.
Nice.
Store. Yep.
Nice.
How tall is it? Do you
it's about 10 foot tall.
Wow. Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it.
This was a creepy room that I was working on. I do things like rusting beds out. I'm like sitting in the sun spraying metal down with vinegar so I can get it to rust out,
Oh,
so I can make creepy
really
scenes.
I like it.
Try and make a creepy scene. But I had an actor in here. I have a couple of actors that come every year now, and she was in the bed, with her throat slit or something. I don't remember. I don't get to see them that much because I'm always out handing out the candy. So I just send them in there, and I just tell them to be as creepy as they want to be.
I gotta say, I think your crosses fell down. You might have to flip them back.
I know.
I was checking out the bedpan. That's a nice touch.
Yeah. Is the bottom like stone? Is that foam panels or are those?
It's foam panels. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
You carved all those yourself?
Yep, I did.
Wow, nice.
That was fun. This is the clown. It was a Michael Myers. And I turned him into a clown, and that's why he still has a knife in his hand, like Michael Myers did. And I made the sign and I made the prop that's supposed to be a head knocker game. And it's all Cabbage Patch dolls.
That's perfect.
Right. There's a lot of talk about the dolls behind you too. Did you make them yourself?
Yes, I did.
Very neat.
They're nice.
Thank you.
Bob wants to know, do you have actors in your hunt?
Yes, I have three actors that come regularly, and I one year had 8 actors, and that was an awesome year that year.
And a certain theme do you have?
No, I just do whatever. I try to stick to a certain theme. Like when I did the clowns, I did a carnival, but I also would do the background where I would maybe have a werewolf or something, so it doesn't all flow together, but I try to get it to flow together a little bit.
Yeah.
Hard to store all that stuff.
Right.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Storage stuff. All right. Well, we're going to move on to Janet, and Phil's going to show some pictures, and let's keep the party going.
Let's do it.
Woohoo! Oh, this is
Okay. Yeah, that's just kind of the front of our house. It gives you the gist of how big of area we have. We have a side, a small side yard, and then the whole front's pretty big. But then to the left of the house there, that's a whole extra lot. And that's where we have our big cemetery. And then behind it is where we have our actual spook house. We have about a 1,800 square foot spook house. We have a garage, a shed, and a deck, and we combine them all with like a maze. So basically it's a yard haunt and then a spook house.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, we live on the corner, so I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that always works out good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Who's on the roof there?
That's Michael Meyer.
Michael Myers. Yep.
Yeah. That was, I think, that wasn't last year. I don't know. I get them all mixed up. We try to move, things around and add, and we always add.
Oh yeah, he moved. Look, he's moved, and he's in a different. Oh, Michael's coming for us. Look out!
Yeah,
he moved.
This was a different year. That was that little Sam guy I made.
Nate.
Yeah, he's held up through the weather really good. He's 5 years old, and we just throw him here and there, everywhere. But this was the first year where I tried to do like the ghosts. But that looked really cool at night.
Yeah.
I gotta say, are those crows up on your like?
Yeah, I cut those out of just boards.
Oh.
And then painted them and then attached them to a board.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And now they're on my garage. Yeah.
Nice. And is that fencing up all year long? Because I see the vines like attached.
Yeah, that's our decorative fence. Yeah.
Michael wants to know, do you have help setting up besides Clifford? Is it just you and Clifford setting up?
Well, the grandkids have started helping us drag everything out because that's the main thing. We got 50 gravestones, and this doesn't really show what we have. I mean, we have so much. It's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. We go a little nuts.
Nikki wants to know, are your neighbors cool with all this awesomeness?
Everybody is. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Fall Creek is great. We've never had one complaint. We don't have anything for fire marshals or anything.
That's awesome.
I love
so we're
that.
lucky. Yeah.
Very nice.
We're lucky.
And Jerry wants to know, how long are you open? What are your, how many days are you open?
Well, we set the cemetery up, the whole yard, middle of September. And then we have people that will just walk through it. We have so many people just taking pictures, picture after picture after picture. And then we have a book too, which is really cool. And they write little comments. We've had people from Norway, from Germany,
Cool.
And we saved this book, and it's kind of fun to watch.
Oh.
But as far as the spook house, just on Halloween night.
Wow, nice.
And we have actors. We have 8 of us that
I see
really scare
Michael. I see Michael moved in this picture again. He's in the center now.
Yeah.
He's moving every picture. He's gonna
Things
do
up.
So how did you build this
So,
property?
yeah, so my next question, how did you build the scarecrow? Rob wants to know.
Look at that?
Oh, just basically a cheesy
Skeleton.
Take the shrink wrap. I use shrink wrap from like well, I used to work at Petco, but where I work now too, you can just take what they wrap pallets in, and then I'll just like unwrap it and then roll it around them, and then take the heat gun until it shrinks up, and then just stain them. It's so easy.
Very neat.
Yeah, it's easy and fun. I like taking the heat gun and you can just see it go.
Hey, you should have made it sound real difficult. Like it's like, yeah, it's so spend a lot of time on it.
Yes.
No, I made like probably a dozen of those guys, but I like them. They're fun.
What did you use for guts in this picture?
Oh, it's that's Clifford. He used casings of like that you make sausage and stuff out of. He went to the butcher shop and got casings. So they're intestines. And then he filled them with like a red food coloring. And it looked real. This was in our spook house.
It is real. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they are real. And she was screaming. Yeah, people, that freaked a lot of people out.
Oh my God.
Matthew wants to know, do you make your own tombstones?
Yes. Yep.
You
But
do?
what we do, we got all this free styrofoam. And as far as our tombstones, we glue them together to give it like a thickness, not just like a skinny one little, and then put the monster mud junk over it, and then they look really real.
Yeah, he looks pretty sinister there, like he's enjoying it. He's like,
He loves doing that kind of stuff.
He's like, I actually could do this.
Yeah, and what's up with the prop head? They want to know what's up with the prop head on that picture. Samantha wants to know. What the prop head on this picture.
I was just going to ask, is that a prop head or is that
No, that's a real person.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Max that wanted to know that. Oh, it's a real person?
Yeah,
really?
that's his sister.
Wow.
She was just a screaming. We built the table so like her midsection would kind of go in, and then we just put a bowl.
Cool.
And so it looked real.
Samantha wants to know, do you use fog or scents in your haunt?
We use fog. No scents yet, though. But yeah, definitely fog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's going on in this room?
Oh, that's my granddaughter on the left and her friend. Basically.
You know what? It seems like they always act better and always want to do it when they have a friend with them.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's how it always is.
Yeah, and it was uncomfortable. I basically cut a hole in the table and put the cloth over, and then put the fake blood. And then the chainsaw guy we had a chainsaw there that it's electric, but it still gave a good fright. And then they would just act like they were like dead, sleeping. And then when people go by, they'd be just like, help. So it was a pretty good room.
It's nice.
Linda wants to know if you use music or sounds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sounds, music, fog.
Yeah, music.
All of the above, hey?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to move on over to Mike and see what he's got cooking over here.
Yep. 2 seconds.
We have Phil eating pizza.
Yeah.
He didn't finish that yet?
No, I didn't. Nibbling away. So what's going on here, Mike? What's going on in this scene?
Okay, so this is our butcher room that we have every year, and we usually try to change it up a little bit. This last year, what you're seeing in the picture was 2017. We decided to change the color scheme up a little bit, so we kind of did 2 tones with the divide down the middle, and then we kind of like, you can't really see, but on the other side of the room, there's like sheets hanging from the ceiling that are all bloodied up. But it's your basic haunted house butcher room with a butcher. We had a pig actor in there. It was my brother, kind of bigger, so kind of intimidating. On the table, we kind of just have, some gore. We have a chest, some limbs, and that horse head that you're seeing on the table.
I don't know what that was. I was like,
yeah,
horse head?
It's actually from a toy that we used to have years ago, and I kind of just before they threw it out, I was like, I'm gonna take the head and bloody it up.
There you go.
Brian wants to know, how long have you been haunting?
For a few years actually. We've been doing the walkthrough ever since 2015, but before then, we've always decorated our like front yard and like our porch and stuff. So
Sure.
I'd say around 5 years.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
This is the same butcher. Oh yeah, because there's the horse head.
Yeah, and in the corner is a body bag. We bought that from a pro hunt that was closing down. We got a pretty good deal on it. That body bag, people were like, "Is that a real body in there?" Or like, they get confused. We just lit up the room with a lamplight with a red bulb in it. Nothing special.
Anthony wants to know, how did you do the walls?
We took on the top half, it's just white paint, and then on the bottom we actually mixed like gray, pink, and white to get some weird like tannish, pinkish color, and then down the middle we just did a stripe, and then we distressed the walls with water and black paint technique, where you spray the walls and it drips down, and then we the panels that were in this room used to be a different room. But for the butcher room, we added, gore and blood to the walls and kind of like some writing on the walls and stuff like that. So nothing too, over the top, just basic.
So Tim Thompson wants to know, do you have a machine shop since there's so much metal work done?
Metalwork.
That might have been towards the other. That might have been towards the other mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. See,
It's fine.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew I'd get you guys mixed up. Darn it.
Mike.
Sorry.
It's
Well,
okay.
Mike, what's going on in this room here? You have a doll room?
Yeah, this is our doll room. It was kind of our main focus this year, and it was kind of like our main room. Everyone loved it. The actor in here is actually a friend of mine. She was really good at acting. She'd do the doll voice, but she wouldn't be like, you want to play. She'd be like, she wants to play hide and go seek, and she's gonna, start counting, and then you keep continuing on to the haunt, and then we have a drop panel, and it drops down, and she screams, "I found you." So that's our twist on the doll.
That's a pretty good idea. I like
Yeah,
that.
so it's a doll room with, that's the thing on the wall above the shelf is that's an older prop from Spirit. It's a girl who growls. I thought it was cool and it would fit in here, but we basically have a shelf that's kind of like distressed and
That's a lot of
like
dolls.
I think we had like 50 dolls in here, and we also had dolls hanging from the ceiling and like Barbie dolls and a lot of dolls and writing on the walls.
How big was the room?
Most of our rooms are just 8 feet by 8, so.
Oh, that's a nice size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's just writing creepy, creepy, creepy. That's all the comments are right now. So do you have live actors in your haunt?
Yes, we do. We have, I think this year we had about 8 per night.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So is this like the greeting room or something for them?
No,
or is
this actually was one of our last rooms. We didn't really know what to do with this space, so I kind of just used what I had. We did a room 2 years ago. It was kind of like an office study type of thing. So we had this desk. So I kind of just, put a lamp on it, some candles. I had a TV that the head comes out. I think we bought that from Spirit. And then the actor in here, she was on the phone. She was trying to look for her son, but she actually killed him.
I've been there.
Samantha wants to know, who does the costuming? It's really neat costuming.
Yes, we have a person who does our makeup, and most of our costumes are just made ourselves. We make them, but we have a one of my friend's mom actually makes some of the costumes herself. She's a very talented person, and she also does our makeup. Most of our, if we do have masks, like this one you're seeing right now, I think we just bought that one off of like Spirit, and but our other masks are usually pumpkin pulp.
Yeah, they were nice masks.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Pigman here.
Oh
Yeah,
he's
this
nice.
is our butcher.
Very nice. All right, we're gonna move back over into Michael, and just we'll do a quick question for the whole all the guests. Is like, is there something that you guys do now that you want to get into that you haven't touched on yet? As far as like, I know you do pneumatics, but do you want to do like monster mud or paper clays or anything that you wanted to do that you haven't got to yet but you want to?
For me, I just started doing latex this year. I bought clay and latex, but again, I have no artistic ability. But I started doing simple things. I was hoping to do I have an idea for a prop this year that I was actually going to get a custom mask or prop head built from Mr. Alan Hops, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year. But I started my basically the answer to the question is to get more into the latex and the molding and making my own prop heads and hands. It's just starting to get so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that good of a sculptor, but I always use that oil clay because you could just keep reusing it over and over. I mean,
right?
You're probably not supposed to, but I do. I just keep using it over and over.
That's what home haunters do.
That's right.
We're all on a fixed budget,
That's right. So, what do you think your best prop that you enjoyed making that you liked the most?
My best prop has got to be I have two saw table props. It's got to be the one with the circular saw blade. We call it slice and dice.
Oh, I love that one.
I remember that.
That is probably my most popular prop when it comes to social media.
Did you get like shared on like some big Facebook page or something like that? And I got
Break. I don't know if I'm allowed to say break.com. Put it on their website. That one has the most views as my prop videos go. That's 30 million views on break.com.
Wow.
Damn.
And a lot of the comments are funny, but you know what? When you post your videos outside of the haunt community, you're gonna get all sorts of comments. So some people love it, and some people think you're the devil for what you do.
Yeah, right.
Dude, we are the devil, man. Come on.
But I'd have to say that would be my favorite prop. But there's been so many props over the years that have come and gone, and people, the visitors remember them. As soon as I discontinue a prop, there's usually 20, 30 people who say, "Hey, where did that prop go?"
Hey, I got two questions. How big's your air tank to run all these props? That's always been like a big thing for me. And what's going to be your next big prop?
The first question is my compressors. I have three. I have a 60-gallon compressor, a 40-gallon compressor, and a 30-gallon compressor. That I've accumulated over the years. Out of necessity for Halloween, we started out with the 30, and then we went to the 40, and then we went to the 60.
Oh, you gotta get bigger.
And now we use them all, and it's just and you can't hear any of them. They're actually all in the basement of my house.
See, that's the whole thing. Is like, you got to put it in the basement or something, where like everybody else but you can hear them.
Oh yeah, well no, they're in my basement. So my living room vibrates for the whole month of October, for at least for 3 hours a night, because it all depends on the size of the crowd. Because if I don't have a crowd, the props don't run. There's no reason to push the button. So.
True that.
Now, do you put expansion tanks out in the yard too to kind of help props keep all the air?
No, I have my compressors they're so big. The big one just pretty much handles everything. It all depends on the prop. I do have one prop that requires 125 psi all the time. So that one has an accumulator. so it never drops below 125 psi when the other props are using air. So it's it all depends on the prop.
All right. Very
So
nice.
what's going on with this picture here?
Hold up, Phil. I want to just go across the board.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
That's
bad.
okay. That's okay.
We all make mistakes.
No, Debbie, I mean, just the same question. You know, is there something you wanted to get into that you haven't, or you wanted to try out?
Hmm.
And
Well,
what's the prop that your big prop that you have on your mind for this season?
oh, let's see. I don't make a whole lot of props. I make props, but they're more for setting the scenes. And so I haven't made a whole lot of like animated. That's something I'd like to get into more animation for my props. And
So what, like motor or air?
yeah, like a windshield wiper motor or something, just to get them to move a little bit, you know, instead of just standing there like a dummy. And yeah, I've got some visions for what I want to do this year, but you know, I'm gonna have to make some little props to go along with the scenes.
You're not gonna tell us? It's a secret.
Well, you know, I want to do an abandoned hospital. I got this carport that I set up that I want to just make like a whole old like military abandoned hospital. With, you know, a couple of zombies or so.
Oh, that's nice. Hey, well, it's gonna be real nice when you have all the zombie kids all creepy and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's like my creepiest thing. Nothing really scares me, but like little kid haunters.
I know it. I've been trying to get my grandkids to do.
That's my creepy. That's my creepy. That's the hair stand on my arm thing. Nothing else does that, does it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Janet. Same question. What do you think?
Well, my favorite prop, I think, is the horse-drawn hearse. People love it. It used to be pulled by like a skeleton, but now we got the horse from the Home Depot, like everyone did.
Did you make the hearse yourself?
Yeah, Clifford did.
Okay, somebody had asked that.
Yeah, he made that, and people seem to like that. But what we want to do this year, and I hope we can get to it, is make a big mausoleum in the back where the cemetery is, because then we're going to use it for storage. So it's a win-win situation there. But it'd be, you know,
see, that's how hunters do it. You know, you make a shed. It's a mausoleum.
Yeah. Yeah, and make it look really creepy, you know, and it'd be right at the end of our cemetery there. So, and a big one, so we could store a lot of shit in it.
Right. Is there anything you want to get into that you haven't got into yet?
Well, we're not very good at the moving things. I mean, unless, and we probably never will.
So that's a no.
Probably not.
She's like, no.
We have things that move, but nothing, you know, that jumps out or. Right. That's why we have live actors.
You don't have to. I mean, your hunt looks awesome enough without it.
Live actors can do that.
All right, Mike, what do you think? Got something big coming up? Something you want to get into?
Some stuff I want to try to get into is like foam work and like making my own tombstones. I think it would be really cool if I could like try to attempt. Like, I know there's videos on how to, like, I just can't push myself enough to like go out by the phone.
There's like a big website somewhere that has like over 1,000 tutorials on stuff like that. I don't know what it is. It's
yeah.
Like
Tombstones are us.
It's a good plug. I like that.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to like, you know, make some of my own tombstones. Most of the tombstones we have are well, all of them are sort of
way to be honest, bro. Way to be honest.
That's right.
So you got anything big ideas that you're gonna do this year, like add a new room or?
Yeah, we got a few that we're going to add. Our main room this year that we're going to add that we haven't done anything like that before is a morgue type of scene. You know, we're still gonna have our butcher room, but we want to have like a morgue where they dissect the bodies and stuff. We want to. I already bought these decorative panels from Menards. They look like tile. They're like little squares, and they're 4x8, so they'll go on the walls, and you can just screw them in. So those would make some good morgue walls if, you know, just stretch them and stuff. But I want to get a table in there and like have like a prop dead body rise, and, you know, like, oh no, the dead bodies are coming alive and stuff. And, you know, make some. We're gonna make morgue doors out of cardboard and make it look like metal, and put those on the wall too. Another room that we're gonna try to do is like a cult type of room where we have mannequins covered in, like, you know, black robes, really dim light in there, and have one of our live actors pop out in a robe. We're gonna try to do that and see how that goes. And I think we're gonna try to bring back a living room scene, but we're gonna, you know, put more detail into it than it used to be.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with detail. I never get all my detail done. Even when we're open, it's never done.
No, it's all about the detail, too.
It is all about the detail.
It is.
All right, we're going to move back over to Michael and look at some more of his pictures.
So, oh, he's on mute.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. I was coughing. I didn't want everybody to hear me coughing.
Oh, you're good.
There you go.
So, Michael, actually, one quick question I have for you. Where are you located?
We're in Rahway, New Jersey.
Ah,
And not where the prison is. The prison's in Avenel, not in Rahway. It's just called Rahway Prison. We get a bad rap because of the prison.
Nice. You're an East Coaster like me. Nice.
Yeah. Central Jersey.
Nice. Very cool. So what's going on in this picture here? What happens with this prop?
Oh, this is it's actually a discontinued prop. I got rid of this 2 years ago. That baby in the middle actually jumps out about 2 feet, and that's right at the fence where the people stand. That actually hits the visitors sometimes if they stand a little too close.
Wow.
Nice.
But I put a lot of detail in that one, so people have a tendency to look. They want to look over the fence to see what's inside that crib, and that's the perfect time to hit the button.
Nice.
Dude, you are so like me. It's like the evil. I don't care if it knocks a child down. Hit the button.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not happy unless they're screaming, peeing, or crying. So
Right.
Ice cream man.
Oh, look at the.
So what's going on in this picture here?
Oh, that is actually my first animated prop that I ever built, really, out of a prop motor. Those legs are about 17 years old, and they're plug and play every year. It's just that started out as a lawnmower, then it rusted out, and it changed to a snowblower, then it went to a lawnmower again. Those legs have outlasted the person that's pushing the lawnmower, the ghoul that's pushing the lawnmower.
Wow,
that's funny.
Cindy would like to know, what is the most challenging prop you've ever done?
The most challenging prop, I don't know if I gave you a picture of that one, but I think the most challenging prop would have to be I have a Grim Reaper on the roof, the Winged Reaper. He stands up and his wings open and start to flap. That had to be kind of the most challenging. They're trying to stick all of the pneumatics in such a small package and still be able to lift up on a roof.
Right.
Dude, that was a beautiful piece of work, man.
Yeah,
that was a tough prop to build.
Yeah. Now I gotta add,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. All right. With any of your props you make, do you do like an endurance test to kind of make sure that, you know, nothing's gonna buckle or break, so that when it, you know, you try to have this run error-free throughout the season, or have you had a lot of props that break?
Yeah, if I give you the answer, it's going to sound like I'm stuck up and conceited. No, I kind of test it as I go along, as I build it. How I build props is I look at the pile of crap I got, and I go, hey, what can I build with that pile of crap?
Yeah.
And I just start to build, and you build it, you test it, you build it, you test it. By the time you're done, there's really no testing needed. It's just a lot of tweaking.
Yep.
Oh,
hey, Phil, blow him up a little bit. They're a little small.
I don't know how to do that.
I know he hates me.
Oh, the pressure's
Okay, maybe don't if you're just gonna be a problem.
I don't know. I got to see if I can. I don't even know if I can. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. What's going on in this photo here? Oh, is this your buzzsaw prop? That you were talking about?
That's the most popular prop. That was my first use of a peekaboo controller. That prop's about 10 years old.
Peekaboos, man.
You start out with a prop that does one action, and then the next year you make a prop that does two. By the next time, it's doing 8 things. The Dr. Evil prop it's 9 functions. It's just that one was a little difficult.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was actually a peekaboo or a Pico or a Boo Box Flex controller with 8 outputs, and then a Boo Box or a Peekaboo 1 that was actually controlled by the other controller. So it's a controller controlling another controller. It was really you're all haunters, and we build things. It's to be financially feasible too. I mean, if I had unlimited finances, I could build anything. I think.
Right. Well, then we just buy it too. So
that was
probably not.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I just thought about it when I said that. I'm like, no, probably not.
That was one of the questions from Barry to everybody. If money wasn't an issue, what prop would you like to buy or build? That's kind of a fun question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'd like to buy an old house and do the whole thing and leave it up all year. And
hell yeah!
Yeah.
I wouldn't. For me, I wouldn't buy it from this company, but I fell in love with the last ride, which was what do they call that when you drive in a funeral? A hearse. It was the hearse with the big guy being pulled back into the hearse and the demon.
Yeah, that's cool.
I fell in love with that. But if I had unlimited funds, I'd buy that one. That's for sure.
Right. I think I would buy like an amusement ride where, like, the whole haunt, they'd have to sit in a chair and be locked down and can't run from you. And just get like medieval, you know what I'm saying? They're locked down in a roller coaster and they just go through the whole thing. You know
holy shit.
Yeah, that would be my thing right there.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move over to Debbie, and I'm gonna show some more pics, and I'm gonna put Phil on the spot right there.
Oh, you really put me on the spot because I was trying to resize. Oh man. All right, hold on 2 seconds. Here we go. Good to go.
Oh yeah, this is another prop I made. I had a rocking horse, and I made it into a zombie horse. That was part of my
I'm gonna guess clown.
I like it.
My carnival scene. It's part of my carnival scene, and I was trying to make props that would involve a game or something, like the one with the knock their head off or whatever. There was another one too that I made and I wanted to have games that the trick-or-treaters could actually play. When they came up to get their candy, they could have some games to play as well.
What'd you make the walls out of here?
That's just scene setter stuff that you buy it. Yeah, it's just hanging there.
Very cool.
It's always good in a pinch.
Great.
This is my fluorescent room, and I just loved how this picture came out. You could see my pool noodles that I painted with fluorescent dots and designs, and
Neat.
Yeah, and my actor in there that was scaring the crap out of everybody.
Neat.
That was a fun room to make.
Did you do all the makeup for your actors, or did
Nope,
you
they
have?
did their own.
Oh, nice.
They did their own makeup, and I'm not much for makeup myself. I have one actor that likes to do makeup, and she does some of the other kids' makeups. But other than that, they do their own. I have the costumes and everything, but they do their own makeup.
It looks pretty. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, you got a Jemmy Leatherface. I am so jealous.
I know. I do have a leather face. I haven't used them in a while, but I used to set up a butcher room like this and in my garage, and they'd have to walk through and he, wave his saw at them. But they loved it. they just love it. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I had to quit, doing this, because I do set it up on my own myself, and I get a little bit of help from the husband, but if I need some construction, work done, maybe he'll make something for me. But other than that, I try to make it all myself.
It's very nice.
It does look cool. So you designed the whole room?
Yep. Yeah, and I've gone through hell with some of these rooms because I've had to take down everything off the walls and store them someplace else so I could, make this room and then tear it all back down and put it all back together.
Right. Take it out again in a year.
Yeah.
Tear down.
Tear down, yeah.
I hate tear down. Oh.
I used to just get up in the morning on Halloween and set up, my graveyard out front and then tear it right back down that night, but.
Used to.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Chris wants to know, do you make your wall panels at all, or do you just stick with the scene setters?
I'm starting to do more of my own walls, with the foam and stuff, and I'm trying to explore more into that. I like the looks of them. So, but like I said, the scene setters work in a pinch.
What's this right?
That's a skeleton that I had made, with the Saran wrap, the corpsing, and he's hanging on my cemetery fence.
Cindy wants to know, what's your favorite scene in your haunt?
I think the room with the old bed in it, I try to make rooms that are really creepy looking. And I just feel like, when you throw a bunch of old shit in a room, it looks creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on to Janet.
Okay.
Explain what's going on in this picture here, Janet.
Oh, that's just that's this guy right behind me here, and that's actually this baby. He's just holding this baby that Clifford made look all bruised and stuff. It was really creepy, and he actually shakes. And he was in our net house room. I don't know if net house is the right word for it, but. That's what we're calling it.
It's like a real baby.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
It does look creepy.
It does. I have it right here. It looks creepy.
Oh, I like this picture.
Yeah. Clifford made that this year after the big movie. Yeah, and basically it looked like it was in the ground. And they had the lights on. And then my grandson, he stood in front of it with the yellow raincoat on with the balloon. So that looked pretty cool. That was just going into the haunted house. That was like the first porch deal. But yeah, that turned out really cool.
Very neat.
How'd you make the sewer there?
It's just wooden dowels with a frame. And then we just painted it to look like metal. And then we just put like blue LED, like little lights in there.
And is that a mask for the clown?
No, he made that actually. He made it out of a mannequin head, those foam ones.
Neat.
And then it was all paper mache.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, it looked really good. He did a good job on that. I'm gonna
Now,
keep them.
do you use a lot of LEDs throughout your haunt, or do you mix it up with LEDs and regular light bulbs?
It's almost all LEDs. Oh, and we got all the big sales this year, like everyone did.
Yeah.
For next year. I mean, because we used to use the big old floods. I mean, the big old floodlights.
Right.
So,
Yep.
done with those.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Oh,
wow.
I love that.
That's an awesome picture.
Yeah, my friend did it, and then he did it in black and white, so that turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the hearse. And yeah, it looked. People like the hearse. Never get sick of the hearse. We just move it to a different part of the yard every year.
Does that thing
Because
come apart?
It does. It actually comes apart into sections, and it's all flat when we're done.
Yeah.
Just a few screws that screw it all together. And yeah.
Mike wants. Go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead, Kathy.
Mike wants to know, where do you get your old shit? Like, do you go to auctions or rummages?
Yeah,
or?
we do a lot of auctions, rummage sales. People always come to us. We got some shit. Do you want it? Yeah, we want that shit. Everyone knows that we want anything that they don't want.
I mean, the worst part is you get a lot of shit that you're not going to use this year because you said, well, maybe in a couple of years, I'll use that thing. It'll be fucking perfect. But it's like, oh shit, now I got to store it.
Then you gotta store it.
So you got enough stuff to store for like 3 haunts.
Exactly.
In your garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do change our theme every year, even in the yard.
Really?
We have a different theme in the front. And then in the spook house, we change each room every year. It's never the same.
I do the same thing. It's horrible. All right, Mike. We're going to show some pictures of yours.
Oh, man. Put me under the gun.
I did, because you were sleeping. I heard a little snore. You're like,
oh, man.
Oh, pressure is on.
Oh, my Lord.
That's
He does this a
okay.
lot. It's like he does it on purpose half the time.
at least eat a Cheeto while everybody's waiting or something.
Well, I should grab the pizza while I was next to me. What's going on in this picture, Mike?
All right, so you're seeing the outside of our house. This is our graveyard. We light it up with fire and ice lights, and we have the bat projection light. You can kind of see it. It looks like purple streaks, but it projects like, bats on our house. And we have a witch's cauldron, but I want to get a witch for it. I didn't have time to get a witch because we actually got that cauldron last second, about 2 days before we opened. And then there's a casket, and that body actually rises up, and I want to actually put that body that last season rose up out of the coffin. I want to put that one into the morgue that we're going to do.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
It's just
Here's
a little bit different of an angle.
Yeah.
Rob wants to know how many people came by this year.
We had about 500 people come by all 3 nights.
These are all your actors?
Yeah, these are all my actors.
Cool. Now, do they all come up with their own costumes, or you?
In a way, yes, but in a way also no. I tell them what they're going to be, and then I kind of let them pick their makeup, but also, our makeup artist, which is the gypsy character in the front, kneeling. She's the makeup artist and the person who makes the costume, well, some of the costumes.
That's
but
right, yes.
it's kind of half and half.
Nice.
It's always nice to have your own costume person at your haunt.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, I'd love that shit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
This is me. I'm basically the main character. I just go by Dr. V. Nothing to it, but essentially there's not really a backstory, but the gist of it is that, an evil doctor created a nightmare and now you have to live it or something. But the mannequin, I just dressed him in the doctor suit. main icon, so I thought it would be worthy to come on the show with.
Yes, there's a lot of talk about what did you make the things behind you.
This one is just a mannequin that I bought. It's actually going to be covered with one of the black robes, but I just threw on my costume. The costume I just bought. I bought the doctor's the scrubs and the coat from Spirit, but I used perma blood, dirtied it up, used grime, and this is a pumpkin pulp mask. It's not the one that's in the picture. That's an older version. This is a newer version that they have. I bought that recently, but this one I did make. This is actually new. The dress that she has is from Goodwill, and the mask is from Original Sin Designs. And that sign doesn't go on her. I just thought I'd put it there. I made that a few back when we started, but again, perma blood. But I did make this one. That one's just for the show.
Oh, very nice.
Here's another picture of our doll room with our actor.
Neat. Crandall wants to know, are your neighbors good with everything?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know some of them sit out in their driveway on Halloween and kind of watch people get scared and stuff. But I think they're fine. We haven't had any complaints yet.
This is a neat picture.
Yeah, that was a picture of our gypsy.
Oh, Phil, what happened?
Oh,
Look at that. Look at this picture. It's great.
Look at. There we go.
Yeah, this was a picture of our gypsy room.
Cool.
It was our gypsy was in there, what you saw in our cast picture. Basically, what happened in here is it's not in the picture, but we had, the Ouija board thing, and we took fishing line, attached it, and before she would get out of her chair, she'd pull it so it looked like, it was moving on its own. We don't have any pneumatics or anything, so either it's hand pulled or done, or it's a switch. Everything in our haunt is electric. There's we tried to do an air cannon, but I don't know what happened. But this scene basically had a bunch of writing and drawings on the wall. Some of the words are actual gypsy writing that we translated from Google.
Google.
Yeah, I love Google.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move back over to Michael. Do we have any left for Michael, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We got some.
You just got to find them.
I'm not going to put the picture on you this time.
I know. What? They don't want to see the same picture again. Me.
There you go.
Michael, does this seesaw thing operate, or is it more of a static prop?
Oh, no, it definitely operates. Yeah,
I was going to say.
I think all of his
it
do.
definitely operates. Yeah, it's one of those simple little props I whipped up one year, and it just goes up and down. We call them again animated decorations. Something for people to look at and watch when the other things aren't running. But, yeah, a little small electric motor. I don't like it. I don't like any things in my shop laying around. So if I see a motor, I'll make something. I don't want anything laying around.
Dude, you need to come down to Michigan with me, brother.
I say that all the time. I need to move. My opinion is that the Midwest seems to be the haunt capital of the United States.
You need to come this way,
East Coast isn't the greatest. It's very, very few and far between.
Crandall wants to know, is your electric bill higher in October?
Yeah, on average, yes. It's about the same as running all the air conditioners in a hot summer month. It's the compressors. The compressors take a lot of electricity.
Sure.
So who's that skeleton in the background there with the banjo, I'm guessing?
Oh, the banjo. Again, it's tough. These pictures don't do it justice. Everything in my yard moves, and I think I had that one actually behind me. I think, yeah. That's the banjo playing skeleton. That my wife gave me one that she bought from Target. It was about a foot tall, and she brought it home and she said, "I bought it." And I looked at it and said, "I could make that bigger and better." And about 2 days later, I had that made, and it played the strings and it moved back and forth. And the next year we improved it, and I made it play the frets and tap its foot.
Wow.
Now that's the only prop we've ever crossed over into Christmas. Last year we dressed him as Santa Claus, and he played bluegrass Christmas music. So that's the only time I ever, kind of crossed over Christmas and Halloween. But that's the only year I ever did it.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Don't talk about the C word.
About Christmas.
If he really did say the C word, oh man, we all got
C word. He kept saying
it. Well, I wanted to have one year have those moving deers go up and down and actually pull the guts in a Santa Claus, but my wife will not let me do it.
Yeah, good for your wife. Oh, here's a closer view.
Here's a closer.
Yeah.
What's in the background there? Is that a guillotine?
That's a working guillotine. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Blade comes up and down. What's going to be improved this year? The head kind of falls off. This year I want to have it kind of drop into a bucket like 2 feet. So I'm going to revamp that. That's got to be about 12 years old, that guillotine.
Wow. So how often do you retire something? Does it have to be out there for a certain time, or just kind of when?
All depends on the weather. Depends on how much the sun beats on it. The sun and the latex doesn't. Yeah, they don't like each other. I looked at the Dr. Evil prop today, and his head is completely dry already. And he's only 2 years old.
Wow.
So it's usually, if I can get, I'll try to get as long as I can out of it.
Max wants to know if there's any specific place we can see videos of your props. Is there any place?
You shut my dog up for a second here. I'm sorry, ask that question again. I don't want to take up too much time.
Is there anywhere specific we can see videos of all your props or pictures?
I have a YouTube channel, same as my name, A Nightmare on Maple Avenue. And I have,
there you go.
Different videos of each prop.
Cool.
Some videos of the props in the progress of being built.
It's in the descriptions in this and in the intro.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we looking at another picture?
Yeah, we can. Hold on. Oh boy, go back. Oh, yeah, I know this one. Hold on. I gotcha.
I have a question for you from Edie. How do you feel about Spirit coming out with your design? Is that true?
My design?
Yes, there's some talk about it on the.
Oh, I wouldn't have any idea. And if they did, they do. I mean, I take ideas from other people. If they take my ideas and run with it, hey, more power to them.
There was a couple questions about that, so.
Yeah, it's the first time hearing of it, but you know what? It's a compliment. I have nothing patented, you know. Sure. And if anybody knows all the haunters and all the haunt companies, you can see a couple things on my lawn where I got inspiration from others. As a matter of fact, that prop is the prop in the picture, the creature crate. People call it monster in a box.
Yes.
That's not my idea. That's somebody else's idea. I just ran with it, you know.
Put your own spin on it, huh?
This one I made this years ago, and it all it did was rock and then break open. The boards break open like the creature's trying to break out, and I got rid of it, and it went away for about 4 years, and I rebuilt it, and I wanted to scare the people that thought they knew what it did, so I made it the top open and a big hand jumps out the top. So it's tough to see in the pictures.
Sure.
But if you go on that YouTube channel, you can see it in action.
Now, Michael, are you building? I saw that you're building a lot of tombstones this year. Are you planning to build a little
graveyard scene, or you just
Yeah, I want to have a little graveyard scene in the back with like I'm pushing for 6 different moving tombstones. You know, I got one that splits open. Or I have 2 that splits open now, and then one that's rocking I'm working on now. And coming up with the ideas of how to do things differently is really difficult, but I'll get it done. But yeah, I'm going to have a little moving cemetery.
Cool.
Nice. Very good.
All right, we're going to move over to Debbie. See what picture she has left.
I am so messing up tonight.
You're doing fine.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, that's my baby doll room.
It'll go back.
I'm going back.
There.
I was like, it was a baby doll room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course. Sorry.
Wow. That is neat.
I one year bought 800 dolls from an
What?
antique dealer.
What?
800?
That's a lot of dolls.
Red. Come
It took
on.
me 2 car trips. I had to go across state to get these, and I had them crammed in my car and hanging out the windows and everything.
You still own the 800 dolls?
I still own quite a few of them still, yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And I, thought that, some of them in there I made up, I've painted, and some are just regular, but yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Very cool. A lot of dolls.
Did you make this one too?
That's a close-up. That's a close-up picture of my angel
Oh.
that I made. Yeah.
That monster muddy?
Yeah.
Monster
The
mud?
monster mud. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. She's holding a baby skeleton, and I looked all over on the internet trying to find a baby skeleton, and the only thing I could find was bone straight. So when I got it, I had to break all its little joints and put it all back together, and it worked out.
Oh, that's really small. Hold on. We gotta try to resize this one. Hold on. Come on.
That's a little bigger.
There we
A
go.
little bigger.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, those are all dolls.
All my dolls. I got a little corner in my backyard where I built this shack out of pallets, and we got all the baby dolls hanging in the trees, upside down and every way, and I dirtied them all up. I was trying to go by that old Mexican island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That has all
I
the
know what you're
creepy
talking about.
dolls. Yeah, I was inspired by that. So yeah, I have to use these dolls one way or another.
Right.
Looks good.
Neat.
Do I want to make changes? No. There we go.
Oh, that was a year that I had. I have a bunch of these cocoon bodies that I had bought from the Halloween store. So I hung them in the tent and strung spider webs all over and made them walk through it.
Brian wants to know if you airbrush or hand paint.
I hand paint.
Okay.
Very cool. Looks good.
Did you make all these yourself? Or?
No, I bought these cocoon bodies from the store. Yeah.
Gotcha. How many did you have in this room?
I've probably got 10 of them. In that room.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like on a kick, and I was collecting them, and then the day after Halloween, you'd go and get more, and so they were popular at the time, so I was getting a bunch of them.
Right.
And do you ever have any issues with people hitting them, breaking them, falling down, all that stuff?
I haven't. No, so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you want a doll theme, or was the doll theme just by chance? Cindy wants to know.
The doll theme was just by chance. It was just I bought the dolls because I wanted to start painting them and selling them, and
obviously you're not scared of them.
No, I got a good
No,
deal.
better not
And
be.
I got a good deal on 800. I mean, they were just like from 1 inch to 4 foot, you know. So they were all different sizes and shapes, and so I had to do something with them. This was the first year I did a walkthrough, and I went and got this old couch at the side of the road and carved in it and threw some blood on it. And this was a zombie prop that I had that I sat in the chair. That was my first year that I did a walkthrough, and everybody loved it. She's eating bloody popcorn.
Cool. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost sit there and have dress up somebody. It's the same exact thing on the other side or something, and freak them out.
Yeah. It's awesome.
All right, we're gonna move on to Janet. I think she's got a few picks left. We're gonna finish off these picks, and then we're gonna go to the prizes.
Oh, prizes.
Prizes.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's just our theme. Bates Dead and Breakfast. It hangs on the corner of our lot. It's never changed. I mean, we could do a better job now, but it's like classic.
Sure.
And that's like right on the corner, and no one has a problem with the doll hanging. That's cool.
Yeah, usually everybody would have a problem, right?
Yeah. Not in Fall Creek. They're like, oh, yep, that's the sign they've had there for 15 years. And we're not going to change it. That's our signature, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. I like it.
I really like all the skeletons.
Oh, yeah, they're the skeletons with the shrink wrap and the stain. And then I just went out in the woods and got a bunch of old sticks and branches and made like crosses and basically just tied them to the crosses. At one time I had 3 and it didn't look right. It looked like, yeah, I think people might have had a problem with that. So I add some more.
Is it just me, or is there a random doll head in that bush?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, those are the mannequin heads. We actually have 20 some on our fence line, and each one is done different. Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, we like those.
Oh, I really like this. This is cool.
Oh, yeah, that's my Sam. And then we start counting days till Halloween. We'll do it right as soon as June hits here when the kids get off school. And then without anything, we'll just put the little Sam out there with the countdown. That thing in the back, Clifford made that. That's burlap, and I don't know if it's monster mud or, but then he had put a pumpkin or a skull head in there, and he filled it with foam, but it exploded it, but it actually turned out pretty good.
Huh. Happy accident.
But that thing is really tall. It's like 14 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah. But the countdown thing is.
Brian wants to know what Sam's made out of. What's he basically?
He's PVC pipe. I put something on Hauner's when I made them. If you just Google my name on Hauner's Hangout, it kind of shows you. Okay. But it's PVC pipe, and I took they were pink little boy jammies, and then I just tried dye. That didn't work. Dye does not work. I painted them with orange paint. And then the head is just, I bought some burlap, sewed some buttons on, made the sucker in a gunny sack, and and he's outside for 5 years now, and he tolerates weather really good.
Damn.
Yeah, really well.
So you didn't have to weatherproof them or anything?
No, I think that paint just kind of did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sam's my favorite character, so I love seeing any type of Sam characters created. It's awesome.
I do too. Sam's cool.
Yeah.
Creepy little guy.
Neat.
Oh yeah, that's just our front porch. Had some extra skeletons, so just dress up the front porch a little. That's almost cutesy. It's not scary or anything, but kind of cute.
Yeah.
For your windows, are those foam panels or are they actual pieces of wood?
They're real wood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guessing they
We
stay
get
up all
free
night.
wood from my son, so I made like 8 coffins too out of free wood, and it was actually like weathered barn wood, so they turned out really good too. Free is good.
Definitely.
Free is always
Yeah,
good.
it is. Free is good. Yep, so that's all they are.
Oh, here's a close-up on it. Them are cool.
Was that my? Oh yeah, they're just my skulls, my guys.
And what'd you say again? You used a heat gun to make all that, or?
Yep, I use shrink wrap. You can go to any retail store and they'll give you all the free shrink wrap you want because they'll unwrap their pallets. Or you'll find it in the dumpster. So I don't buy any of the shrink wrap. I know some people use saran wrap, but why buy it when you can get it free? And this is actually thicker and bigger to work with. Yeah, and then just stain. You got to just find the right color stain when you're done.
Oh, what scene is this here?
Oh, that's just like a butcher type room.
Cool.
Yeah, we had Ed Gein in there basically, and so my daughter's boyfriend, he loves meat, so we got him just a bunch of meat, and he was like acting like he was cutting it off like one of those skeleton guys and eating it. Yeah, and he was just like chowing down meat.
It does look cool.
Yeah, I just gotta change it up every year.
And is that a wolf right there? Like a
Yeah,
wolf?
we got a friend gave us that. She goes, "Do you want this mounted wolf or coyote? I don't know what it is." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" You don't have to ask. I definitely want it. But that's the first room of our maze. We usually do that different. We do it different every year.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on to Mike, and we're gonna go to the prizes after this.
Oh, prizes.
You gotta love prizes.
Oh, what's this scene here? Your fun house?
Oh yeah, this was our ending scene for last year. It was usually we do a 8x8, clown room with star showers, which are the Christmas laser lights and black lights. But this year we kind of like wanted to try to phase out the clowns a little bit, so we kind of just did a hallway that was our ending. We basically just put all of our props on the wall except for one because it was a kind of a tight hallway. But we have black lights, if you can kind of see towards the top. And we had a clown actor in here, so just your basic funhouse clown room.
All right. Phil, you still there?
Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Here's our gypsy at the table, and you can see the. I forget the name, but it's the thing that you move around on the Ouija board. But here's a good picture. You can see her. She was one of the good characters. What we would do for little kids actually is have a PG tour. She would be the tour guide because she's like, the less scary. There's no gore on her.
Right.
She'd lead them through with a flashlight, and we wouldn't do any of the firecrackers or anything, or the drop panel. We just have our actors kind of, back off, kind of just stand there, maybe stare at them. But that worked out pretty well because most of the kids came through, had to turn around. So we're like, well, maybe we should just start asking, do you want the PG tour with, little jump scares and stuff.
Sure.
Had to turn around, so we're like,
Very cool. So you accommodated all the younger kids that were.
yeah, we try to apply to all ages if we can, but there is a lot of gore, so it's on the fence, I'd say.
Jerry wants to know how many rooms do you have?
Last year, I think we had We had 7 rooms total, I believe.
Oh, neat.
And then we had we bought airbags from another haunt that shut. We buy a lot of things from haunts that shut down, but we bought like real pro level material claustrophobic airbags. We bought the 8-foot long ones. You know, they blow up, squeeze
Sure.
through
Right.
them. So, I mean, if that wasn't there, that would be an 8th room, but 7 rooms.
Right. All right. Well, I think that's about it. And we're going to move over to Phil, and we're going to see who won all the prizes.
Oh boy, I gotta go find prizes.
I think we lost Janet. I think.
Dang,
On
yeah.
accident. I don't know.
The phone rang and she was gone.
Right.
Okay, so before I forget this week, all winners, please contact Jamie Huggins with your name, your email. Obviously, you're probably going to email her, or maybe you'll Facebook message her, and your address, so you can claim your prize that you won. Okay, so I'm getting that out first thing.
And she's on vacation, so she might not get back to you right away. So
Yeah, I didn't know that. You can still bother her. It's okay.
yeah, still bugging.
So, for the first prize tonight, the mask from Face Factory Effects, the winner is Rob Beach.
All right, Rob.
Woo.
The winner, I gotta change pictures. Oh, screwing up.
Oh, just terrible today.
I know. The winner of the Fright Props Harvester mask is Kenny Roush.
Yay.
The winner of the Cineful Audio, which is 1 free SFX library, 25% off original sound design, and 10% off amps or speakers. The winner is Cindy Wortman. Next up, we have the Teddy, brought to you by Hornaments. The winner is Heidi N. Travis Zunk. The winner of the 1 gallon of fog from Foggy's Fog is Melissa Polson. Congrats, Melissa. From Haunt Labs, the winner will receive a flicker fluorescent kit, which turns most old fluorescent light fixtures into a flickering light, typically only achievable by Hollywood Special Effects Department. Is Chris Chastelin McCarter? I don't know how to say that. Mihaloko? Sorry. That one. I'm sorry. Congrats.
I'm sure she knows who she is.
Yeah, I am so sorry.
I'm back.
I was like, we lost her.
And then obviously for everybody watching tonight, make sure you guys can go check out Sam Haynes' website to receive 50% off of any audio you're looking for. Make sure you use the promo code Haunters. It's all capital, Haunters. So anybody watching tonight, make sure you guys go check out Sam Haynes.
Woohoo, Sam Haynes. Thank you.
The winner of a realistic looking skull from Nightmare Makers is Steve Hancock. No, I'm just kidding. It is Samantha Black. Congratulations, you won a skull.
Great. For Samantha.
The winner of I Love FX Makeup, which is a Hollywood FX hybrid alcohol airbrush makeup. They're 2 ounces, and the colors are glow orange and green. The winner is Harold Kynes.
Harold.
From Exotic Lenses, 1 winner will receive the 1 free non-prescription pair of lenses. That winner is Max Toller.
Yes, I gotta buy some of those. Those are awesome.
The winner of the Hot Wire Foam Factory $25 gift card is Eddie Blunzer. Congrats, Eddie.
Edie Blunter. Edie.
Edie, I'm sorry. I am so
That's
sorry.
all right. That's all right. We
Can't
love
pronounce it.
Edie.
I should not be doing this. Sorry. Oh man, I feel bad now.
No, don't feel bad.
The brand new prizes for this week from Audio Zombie, which will receive 4 audio clips from their sound library, is Nikki Tyler.
Yay.
Congrats. So, and just a reminder, everyone contact Jamie Huggins. Just a reminder.
Yes.
Right.
Jamie rocks.
Right. All right.
Ditto.
We want to. Good job, Phil.
You did it!
All right,
We want to thank everybody, all the guests for coming out. I mean, you guys were awesome.
It was fun.
Thanks, Kathy, coming out and helping us at the last minute.
Oh, always happy to be
And
here.
thanks, Phil, for like everything getting dumped on you at the last minute. I definitely want to apologize because Jamie had to bail out the last minute. Brad bailed out the last minute, so we kind of were like on the fence of getting everything together in the pictures. So we didn't have everything together that much, but we want to thank the guests for shoveling through it or fumbling, and we want to thank you guys. And next week we're going to have the MHC show, so they're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff. So maybe you don't want to buy your tickets and just yet, and want to wait for the show. But that's it. We want to thank everybody for coming out, and don't forget to buy all your hunting needs from your sponsors.
Great sponsors.
Yes.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Yay.